What is up, guys? Cedarby here, and we got a treat today. As you can see from the title, we have two Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 10 3 stars, both of them fresh hits. We'll be taking a look at those last. Let's get right into it, though. At first, I just want to say we um, came together really strong, worked together, got communication going, and we're able to pull off some awesome attacks. I had a hard time choosing which attacks to go for. I don't want to make the video super long, but we're going to show the TH10 some love this war in this recap because they did a great job. And we're going to have 3 Town Hall 9 attacks this time, and we have a 6-pack coming in from Alexander. No surprise there. This guy's an absolute monster. Just beautiful. So anyway, let's get right into it. The one Town Hall 9 that I'm going to show right now, what was that? It was number 20. And actually, let's talk about the stats really fast on the war. We came out with awesome hit rate percentage, and it was definitely evident in success. So we came out with a 50% hit rate, 11v11, 2 out of 4 for that, 24%, 10v10, 5 attacks, or 5 out of 21. 9v9, we came out and absolutely crushed it. 81%, 13 out of 16 attacks. 11v 10, we came out with 83% on that, 5 out of 6, and 2 for 2 on 9v10. Looking at our hit ups, we had a 67%, 2 out of 3 on 10v11. Anchorman coming in with 2 great attacks, sealing up a 56% on 1 and 3. Really solid. And 9v10s, we came out with a 50% hit rate on that, 4 out of 8. So overall, everybody performed really well. We pulled through, and let's get right into these attacks, because there are quite a few. I think I got 9 or 10. So we'll try and get through these as quick as possible. Maddie is coming in with Queen Ho, decides to cut his funnel up here at 230, and Queen goes down at about 330. He's going to want her to start taking out that corner of the base, and you'll see him working with his king to cut her into the base where he wants her. You'll see a wall break test here in just a moment. Tesla pops. Gonna pop the ability on the king, and I was wrong about that Tesla or that wall break. Waiting on that. There we go. Does first test, and there we go. He's able to get into the compartment he wants. Waits on dropping the poison spell. Waits for that witch. Wants to get her in there and knows that's going to be a big defensive unit against a queen walk, and does very well getting through it. Witch finally goes down. Gets that skeleton off those healers, and with that nice wall break, and you'll notice how patient he was on that wall break as well. If you watched my TDH video, in there I went into a little bit of explanation on, doing TDH, at least is what I was referencing. A lot of the time she, in my cases, does not go into that first compartment. Sometimes second or third compartment, and it's better to be patient and wait on your wall break instead of getting too antsy, because in those, at least I'll speak for myself, if I can wait and not get so antsy with my wall breaks and, get so concerned with that as far as focusing on that over focusing on, when is the best time to wall break in, and he executed that very well. Coming in with a queen charge, he brought 2 rages, so he has 2 heals for his hogs. He deployed his hogs in pretty much like a 2-finger drop, if I remember correctly right there. And with the queen charge and coming in with that spell composition of 2 and 2, 2 rage, 2 heal, you're investing 2 rage into your queen. And especially with a hog attack, when you're coming in with a charge and you're dropping one of those heal spells, it can be pretty substantial depending on how much of the base is going to be left standing. So you need to anticipate trying to get further into the base and getting more value with that queen, because in a hog attack, those heal spells, having a limited amounts of them, especially coming in strong like he did, can be a little sketchy. So him being able to get, I think it was about 40 to 45% of the base taken out by the time he deployed those hogs, really let him use the full potential that he had with both of those rage spells and bringing them in. So good attack, Maddie. We'll go ahead and get through that. Next, we'll move up to the Town Hall 10s, and where these next 3 attacks are Gova Bohos. These are these 2, this one and the next one, are shattered, and we have a cold-blooded one coming up. And they're pretty much, I think, all come in from 9 o'clock, actually, if I'm remembering correctly. But 9 o'clock entry, as you can see, took out that first mortar, dropped a hog on it. That golem is going to pop here in just a second. Gets his wall break, able to drop his jump spell. That golem that is at about half health starts getting in there, is going to start doing some tanking. The Valks are going to cause a little bit of trouble here. A couple of bowlers go down, and luckily the remaining bowlers do go into the base. And he does have, I think it was 5 Valks that he brought, but that's going to help them, excuse me, help that kill squad get through that wall there, get to that queen. And at this point, he's going to start his hog deployment. Starts it up at about 11:30, and he sprinkles in the last few of them there at 1 o'clock. He's going to save that heal spell till he gets into that Inferno Tower compartment, and he's just going to have to kind of be patient and let them work through the base. Has 3 wizards for cleanup that he just dropped up at 12 o'clock. He's going to let them start following those hogs around, try and be as efficient as possible, and having dealt with the defenses coming through there, they should be unhindered unless they hit any bombs or anything like that. So it's a good idea to have them follow your defensive troops in this case. So last heal spell he used to get through that Tesla farm, bomb there, wizard tower, gets through there no problem. Hogs are at nice and decent health. Town Hall going to go down, and now we just have to worry about the cleanup. Does have some builder huts, and as we know, those can be the make it or break it right there. And dropping a hog or 2, or a hound, or not a hound, I'm sorry, a loon or 2 can be the best thing sometimes. Oftentimes I've found myself failing usually a loon attack more often because I'm not bringing any cleanup troops. Dropping 2, and the thing is, I'll smash the base and have 10 loons up, and had I dropped 2 of them, I would have been able to get that cleanup. And it really shows the back end value of dropping 2 loons, bringing 5 archers, 5 goblins, dropping 1, bringing 3 archers, 2 goblins, 3 goblins, 2 archers, whatever. That's what I like to bring. I find it the most effective. And this being and we'll get right into this attack. He also did come in at 9 o'clock. Wall breaking, very similar to the previous attack. Jump spell going to go down, and gets that wall break. And we've seen some really nice wall breaker deployment execution in this war. Seems like a very basic thing, but keeping that in the front of your mind at your attack, being calm and patient, and letting the test go through, it shows the effectiveness. And I think every attack in this replay, or this recap, we're able to get that wall break. So good job on that, guys. And Kill Squad has gotten about 50% of the base done. 2 Expos left, has 1 Inferno down, 1 is up. Queen is going to pop the ability right there, and now he just has to let those hogs work through. He's got 2 heal spells, going to drop 1 here in this compartment with the wizard towers. That Queen is going to be able to take out that Inferno, and with that last compartment being across there, he's going to be able to drop that heal spell over there, get those hogs nice and full health for the rest of the cleanup, and hits a double set there. A little bit of a scare. Excuse me. And little bit of a scare there, gets them back up to health, and able to get his poison dropped, take out the skellies. Gonna drop the archer here on that gold collector, and the 2 wizards around that side are gonna flank and meet up with the rest of the attack. So great job, Jeffrey. Very nicely executed. All right. And we're going to keep going up. We have Nick L. He's coming in with the cold-blooded Gova Boho. Sends the Golem right in. Wizards behind. Jump spell goes down. King, Queen, Bowlers. Valks to follow everything up. Unfortunately, they do hit that research laboratory. And go right in between the town hall and that laboratory because they were touching. Nonetheless, he gets the Queen down, gets the CC down, going to get some of the core taken out, not too much value in there, and that Inferno Tower is in a location that is like an Inferno Tower island in which the Queen can't reach it, so that's why she did not lock onto that. That's okay, though. He was able to drop his hogs from about 10 to 12, bring them in, and has 1 more heal spell left to get through the rest of this base. And it looks pretty hairy. There's a lot of DPS, but he does have a lot of hogs up. So just as long as he can play his cards right, use that heal spell when it's most beneficial, he'll be able to get through it. And he makes the right call, hanging on to it a little bit longer, get through that corner, and work through the Teslas. Note on those Teslas, maybe space them out, spring trap in between 1 or 2 of them. Good likelihood that hogs might come through there like they did in this scenario, but not trying to help the Punishers necessarily, but anybody who's watching, I'm trying to help you. So if you're watching, maybe space those out, put a spring trap or 2 in between just in a scenario like that. But in this case with Nick L, coming in the way he did, wouldn't have mattered anyway. So many hogs left up. But like we talked about in a previous video as well, coming in short with the cleanup troops. And everything's down. 17% of the base. It's going to take him another minute to get through it. So we'll go ahead and fast forward. But notes like that, look how many hogs he has left up. Drop 1 or 2 of them. He would have been done with this cleanup about 45 seconds ago. So, and that can be the difference right there. So good job, Nick L. And we'll keep moving on. Next one, we have Earl. And good job again, Nick. Coming in with the Falcon. Starts his Queen at 6 o'clock. And from what I know from the Falcon, generally just it's kind of like a Grundinator from the way I kind of look at it. Get a funnel, Queen on one side. In this instance, he's bringing some bowlers to cut that funnel at 8 o'clock, 8:30, 8 o'clock. And he's going to work all the way through the core, as you'll see here in just a second. However, in the Falcon attack, I believe the objective is to get your healers into the base with your kill squad going through. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter in this case. I wasn't around for the planning, so if not, it wasn't planned. As far as I know for the Falcon, I think you want it to go in there, but I'm not trying to say anything ill in that sense. I'm just saying, in this case, it really didn't matter because his spell placement and the read on the base deciding to use the Falcon, I think, was the winning call on it, and gave him that flexibility to say, even though my queen might have not gone in there, still crushed it. And we've talked about it in previous videos as well. The touching buildings, are going to be magnets for those Valks, and if you replay it again, you can see where they've wall broken through, pretty much all the way through the center, right where those buildings are touching, finding the next closest area to do that area damage, and taking advantage of the style of the base. So good call on that, Earl. Excellent attack, and we'll go ahead and get through the rest of this cleanup. Good pop on the ability. Alright, next we have Uzumaki Naruto. He's coming in with a Queen Ho, and sorry guys, I've got something up with my throat right now. Starts an archer off up at 12:30, gonna bring his queen in from about 11:30, and times it out well enough to where he didn't waste a lot of time on that archer getting through that army camp, didn't wait for it to go all the way down, let it get about halfway, and as you can see, the timing of that was pretty good. The queen took out 3 buildings in the time it took that archer to take out half of an army camp, and that allotted him just a couple of extra seconds to his attack, which who knows if that can make the difference or not. So little things like that to keep in mind will help accelerate your attack just bit by bit. It is exponential for sure. You'll notice the addition of the witch to his king swap, and the queen is inside at this point. That did one of two things. It took out the enemy king, which is super important, especially with where he's coming in. Didn't want to have to deal with that. The clan castle, the Inferno Tower. So he made a right call breaking in where he did. On top of that, it cuts the funnel for the queen to ensure that she's going to stay inside. And as you can see, she did. And that witch is going to stay up the entire raid. And you'll see here, he did drop hogs up here on this archer tower. And watch what happens. So he drops them on that archer tower. He's waiting. They go down. And the rest of his hogs don't come. You see him come over here to this 830 side, drops his hogs from that angle. The first time I watched this, I didn't notice that, but I think what he did there was he read that his queen wasn't going to go towards the south, and having the attack work in unison to kind of meet up on the backside, like I've talked about in previous videos. Having a attack, start one direction and have the defense targeting portion follow it. This is a great example of that, because he anticipated that queen going south and read that she was not, and he wanted the value of what was standing, which is all was and is in very good shape, to be evenly distributed through the base at that point. So making the call to switch the deployment of his hogs, I think, really lended him a big benefit, and 3-starring this as well as he did. It could have worked stronger the other way, but who knows? I think methodically thinking about it, this is a great way to approach it. So Uzumaki, great read, great attack, love to see it. and that's going to wrap up our Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10. So great job this war, guys. Let's see some more of that. We're going to go one up to Alexander, coming in with a Suihiro Lalo. Bowler assisted. You'll notice he drops a loon and a baby dragon, gets a partial pull on the clan castle, gets a couple of archers, and a witch. Warden is down at 6 o'clock, just helping to cut that funnel. Baby Dragon got down the building that it was locked onto. Don't remember what that was. Sorry about that. That wizard helped keep that Warden off a little bit. Drops a couple of minions, help clear that up. He's just working through there slowly. Finally drops his queen. King goes in to follow, and he'll drop the jump spell along with his bowlers, and they're just going to make a nice easy entrance into the base, take out the Inferno Tower, CC, King, and Queen. He's going to get about 25% of the base taken out, just a quarter of it, and that's really good. Really good from what I consider. Getting a Suihiro Lalo, excellent deployment. And like I was just speaking about, kind of working your attack in with unison in the same direction they start from, and then meeting up around the backside. Starts his, Suihiro portion from, 4 to 6 o'clock, working clockwise. Then you have the Lalo portion starting in from about 4 to 3 o'clock and working counterclockwise, and had the kill squad had, or the Suihiro, if it was, golems, kill squad, whatever, having them work through the base, jump through the base, meeting up like that would be a good example of, what we're talking about. But either way, it is wrapping to where they started from. Excellent Lalo deployment as well, didn't talk about that, but always deploying those lava hounds over the path that your balloons will be taking, and if you're bringing minions, try and have the balloons path over the areas that the lava hounds didn't cover for your minions. So at this point, he's going to get the last two defenses down, has a little bit of cleanup, and just an excellent attack. Alexander, you're just a beast, dude. Every time I turn around, there's a 6-pack, and this Town Hall 11's just shaking my head, dude. Awesome. All right. And we will get to... Yep, there's a lot of attacks in this one, guys. I apologize for the length, but there's so much that needs to be seen on this. So, starts the Suihiro portion from about 6:30. Wants to ultimately get down this air defense, if possible. As you can see, the King is about to go down, ends up popping the ability. Queen is locked on to, pops her ability, and just the way the trash is laid out around the base, ends up not being able to get down that air defense, but does get that cannon, lends him a little bit of a troop pathing advantage with that going down. So he starts his Lalo portion. First hound goes down, second hound, third hound, balloons to follow, haste, and he's going to poison the CC as it comes out, rages in, first hound pops, drops his last hound coming in from about 2:30, drops the remaining balloons behind that, and he has 3 haste and a heal at this point. Nice that those balloons broke off and were able to get that Inferno Tower down. That could have been a little hairy if it was still up, but he does get it down, taken very quickly. Drops the heal spell over there with the Wizard Tower. Nice that he saves that. Knowing, obviously coming in from the counterclockwise rotation and deploying where he did, I think he was able to easily anticipate running into those wizards on the back end at the end of his attack. So great read on that, bringing that 2 minions in the bag, going to use them for cleanup, and that's going to be a wrap on this base. So beautiful attack, Alexander. Keep it up. All right, now what we've been waiting for, the 9v10 3-stars. Ajax coming in with a Stone Goho, and just fearless, just bringing it in. I don't care. We're gonna, here we go, buckle up. And starts off with the, and it starts off with his kill squad and going to get them broken in, get the CC, Queen, etc. But the funny thing with this base is you look at it, and number one, it's terrible. Number two, everything's maxed out. We go and look at his actual base, just in normal play, and he does have the Inferno. So it appears to me that he did not check his base, and he has not updated this base since he's had Inferno Towers. So definitely played into our advantage, and Ajax absolutely capitalized on it, coming in with with a 3-star scout, literally, and absolutely crushed it. With a little bit of luck, and Queen is at full health. Cannon goes down. Tesla's about to go down, and with that, he has a little bit of cleanup. Has to get the last cannon down there up at about 10 o'clock out of the way. And once the Queen gets through the wall, he'll be able to pop that ability, get through that trash, take the cannon down with a little bit of help from the archers, and that's going to be a wrap. So, haven't seen 9v10 triple ever with or without Infernos, and get to see 2 in one war, one with the swag poison. So just great attacks. Love to see it. Want to see more of it. So next we have, and both of these were fresh. I think I did mention that previously, but these were fresh hits. Lix coming in, max Town Hall 10, max heroes, max defenses from what I can see. Walls are the only thing that's left, and she's coming in with just a Town Hall 9 Witch Slap. Elects to bring only 1 jump spell, and this was a great call. Coming in, because you'll see here right where that golem is going, that's where her bowlers are going to go, that's where her king is going to go, that's where queen are going to go. 4 or 5 witches, however many are over there, and able to get the benefit of both of those rages, getting through the core. One Inferno Tower is now down, and with the amount of witches that are up in there and those skeletons, as long as the Wizard Tower down here at 3 o'clock doesn't play too much in there, that Inferno Tower will not stand a chance. And, just, with the power of the Witch Slap, it's really illustrated here. These are max Town Hall 10 defenses, and, just with the way the troops are made, the witches, the way their AI is with their skeletons and whatnot, DPS doesn't necessarily matter. Comes down to splash damage, and if you have those witches up and you can get down that splash damage, you're in good shape. And you can see that happens right here. These attacks do take a little bit longer, but this is just too nice to fast forward through. So great job, Lix. Giant bomb goes off. Luckily, no witches went down. And I think there's 4 witches left, too. Finally pops the ability. Yeah, just a great attack. Perfect for the base, too. Obviously, but that was just a great attack. Now it's just about getting through that last wall. Go ahead and fast forward through that. And that's going to do it for this one, guys. Everybody that I didn't cover, the rest of the Town Hall 9s, we had some, a lot of them were go bohos, very powerful attack. All the other Town Hall 9 attackers, we'll get some love in there. We'll get some other coverage. Just keep bringing those attacks. And until next time, Cedarby out. And I forgot to say, guys, if you do like the video, if you did stick with me this long, give it a like, subscribe. I would appreciate it. And until next time, Cedarby out.